The fourth chamber of the united hearts. Sanctification. The fourth chamber of my heart, sanctification, is conformity with the divine will of God. The soul makes a conscious effort to execute God's will in every present moment. Jesus, August 26, 2000. To enter the fourth chamber of Jesus's heart. In this, the fourth chamber of our united hearts, there are still two distinct wills, man's will and the divine will. Man's will can be likened to gelatin in a mold. An effort is being made in this fourth chamber to overcome every semblance of sin, even small sinful habits, in order to transform the human will into the likeness of the divine will. Jesus, January 29, 2001. My messenger, I come today to elaborate on the fourth chamber of my heart. It is a difficult chamber to enter as so much of the soul's own will must be surrendered. The iniquities of habit must be burned away and the light of divine love must burn unceasingly. The soul is conformed to the will of my Father. It has become his nourishment in the present moment. Few moments slip past without effort to become united with the divine will. Jesus, the 8th of August 2000. As the soul advances to the fourth chamber, conformity to the divine will, he slowly moves towards sanctification. He thinks less about how people, places and things affect him. His focus is on the divine will of God the Father. There is no fanfare, no outward sign, announcing the soul's personal sanctification. It is between the soul and God. Unless the soul is first holy, he does not desire sanctification with a sincere heart. St. Thomas Aquinas, the 9th of December 2005. The souls, and few there are, whom I select from the third chamber as my saints and martyrs of love, come into the fourth and most intimate chamber. They have been perfected in holy love. They have purged themselves of the smallest fault or attachment which has been an obstacle between their heart and mine. They have successfully defeated Satan in his discouragements. These are the souls that are able to accept all things as from the hand of God, that is, God's will for them. These souls always trust in divine providence. The virtues have been honed and fine-tuned in their lives. They no longer live for themselves, but I live through them. It is such as these, that upon their death I lay at my mother's feet as sweet flowers to console her, as many of her children slip to perdition. These souls reach the highest heaven, their sanctity secure in me. It is to this perfection each soul is called, created, and chosen. I do not place any obstacle between any soul and his sanctification. It is the soul himself who chooses obstacles, or chooses only God's will in the present moment. What I am telling you is that every soul is capable of reaching the pinnacle of sanctity if he desires it. Jesus, October 20, 1999. I wish to describe to you the soul who surrenders to the will of God in the present moment. Such a one is embraced by love and embraces love. Such a soul does not question the why and the wherefore of moment-to-moment events in his life. He only gives praise to God in all things, knowing and trusting that grace is always with him and all he needs. This is a true martyr of love, annihilating his own will for the sake of the divine. Such a soul moves swiftly through the chambers of my heart and into union with me. It is this surrender that I call all souls to embrace. This is the fourth chamber of my heart, the chamber every soul in heaven enjoys. Jesus, November 16, 1999. Child, I desire now to describe to you the depths of the soul who resides in the fourth chamber of my sacred heart. Such a soul desires to be in this chamber more than anything else. Through his desire to be united with me, he has surrendered all his own wants, that is to say, his own will. Such a soul knows full well his littleness before God. He does not seek laud or recognition for any good deed, for he knows all goodness flows from God. In his humility he desires hiddenness. He longs for littleness in the eyes of the world. Thus, the soul is steeped in humility and meekness. When the soul experiences any trial, he returns it immediately to me. Therefore, we share each cross together. The soul in the fourth chamber of my heart does not know fear. He is always at peace, even in the midst of the greatest trial. In every present moment such a soul sees God's holy and divine will. The fourth chamber of my heart is the ultimate goal of every soul, though few attain it. Each chamber preceding this fourth and last chamber makes the soul desire perfect union more and more. This fourth chamber is comprised of the living martyrs of love. Jesus, December 18, 1999. My brothers and sisters, abandon yourselves to me. In this holy abandonment you will have no worry, for all your concerns will be surrendered to me. You will have no fear, for you will trust in my provision. This is the way to come into the fourth chamber of my Sacred Heart. Jesus, December 18, 1999. Let us compare the spiritual journey with that of an athlete. An athlete takes many steps before he is hailed as a champion. He may make many sacrifices and endure vigorous training until one day all things work together, bringing him to his best effort. Now he always remembers the taste of victory and makes it his goal and his pursuit from then on. The soul too, who endeavors towards sanctity, must put forth much effort and make numerous sacrifices. He must practice virtue and endure many tests. If he perseveres, the soul, like the athlete, is victorious. In that special moment when human effort and heavenly grace come together, the soul is transported to the fourth and innermost chamber of my heart. His trophy is not cast of metal, but is sweet union with his God. He may not remain long in this chamber, but, like the athlete who tastes victory, the soul longs for this union with every breath. He may become weak in one area of his spiritual life and have to reshape his heart over and over, just as an athlete must maintain a strong body. But the sweetness of the soul's victory, no matter how brief, lingers with him. Like a favored melody, the memory of this most intimate chamber drifts back into the soul over and over, calling to him. Do not be discouraged if your every effort is not worthy of this fourth chamber. Your whole life is a spiritual journey. Unlike the athlete, age is not your enemy. Every present moment is a new opportunity to win sanctity. Jesus, the 10th of January 2000. The fourth chamber is like a cloak that protects you from ambiguity, confusion, anger and sadness. Beneath this cloak is my mother's mantle of love. What a sublime place to be, never dissatisfied, ambitious or fearful, wanting only what God offers you in each present moment. Aspire to this. Jesus, the 12th of August 2004. Contained within the fourth chamber of Jesus's heart. My messenger, understand that my heart is unlike any other. For herein lies no boundary or restriction of time, as you know it on earth. Within the fourth chamber of my heart, united to the divine will of my Father, are all the angels of heaven, yes, myriads upon myriads of angels. Moreover, within this chamber is every soul in heaven. Think of it. Every saint is here in my heart, in the will of the Father. This is why I tell you, you can obtain heaven on earth when you live in my Father's divine will. All the other chambers are but preparation for this fourth chamber. In the other chambers, the souls are trying to conform to the divine will through conviction of conscience and elimination of self-love. But the victory and sanctification of every soul is this cherished fourth chamber of my most sacred heart. Jesus, February 21, 2000. It is within the fourth chamber of my heart that I experience my passion and death as every Mass is celebrated. It is also within this chamber, so united with the will of God, that I suffer for priests. Thus apostasy, schism, and heresy are grieved in this fourth chamber, as well as priests who rash judge my mother's apparitions in the world. Jesus, the 7th of February 2000.